connecting you to our community, 11 Connects. Welcome to 11 Connects. I'm your host, Jen Lennon. Today I'm joined by Sean Welch. He's the owner of Wellness Construction. Sean, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
So Sean, I want to talk today a little bit about the contracting process because I know a lot of the clients that you work with are folks that might be a little extra vulnerable, have a lot of burdens perhaps in their life and don't want to be taken advantage of. And so what is it that we need to understand, particularly coming in doing bathrooms, mobility devices? What should we look for in contracts and what should we be aware of?
Yeah, you know, the biggest thing on the contract is it should be all out there. One of the biggest things I've noticed in my career with other contractors is there should never be something in there that's misunderstood or that's hard to understand. So the contract itself should be very plain.
Clear.
Yes, it should be very clear, and it should mention the project, the timeline, the amount of money expected, and that's it. It should be very, very crystal clear into that. Cancellation policies, there's a lot to contracts, but it should be very clear for the homeowner.
Yeah, so let's first of all talk about timeline.
Yeah.
Now, I know obviously everything isn't perfect in the construction world, but there should at least be a rough estimate of a start date, right?
Exactly, yeah, and that's one of the biggest things. In that contract, you should be able to read, okay, this is when I'm gonna start, and this is kind of when I think it's gonna finish up. Now again, like you said, things will happen, but all that should still be paper trail. They should be able to see in paper in their hand what's expected of that contractor for their house.
Okay, and then I want to talk about deposits because that's often part of a contract. What should we expect for a deposit based on the size of job?
So you know, we do jobs that range anywhere from 5,000 to 60,000, let's say. And when you have a small job, you expect half down. That's very basic.
So maybe $2,500 on a $5,000 job.
Exactly, yeah, and it should be a check. You should never give somebody cash. There should always be a paper trail or a credit card.
Okay.
If it's a large job, you would never give that much down. If you got a $50,000 job, you'd want to probably give 5 or 10% down at most. You never want to give half that money down to a contractor, no matter how comfortable you are, because it's just a lot of money.
If someone's asking for $25,000 before they start a job, you shouldn't do it.
You should not do that. You really should kind of look back through that paperwork and see why they're needing so much money down when nothing has even started.
Got it. Okay, and the paper trail is important, credit card or check. And then, you know, we sometimes even see this on TV shows, renovation shows, where things change and you need to add more and the budget needs to increase. Now that can happen, but what should we be asking for in a situation like that?
Exactly. You know, the biggest thing is if something changes, it should be unforeseen. There should be no reason why a contractor goes, oh, I forgot this, and then charge more. It should be like, you know, the subfloor's rotted or there's something that just nobody could see, and there should be a paper trail. This is why it costs a little bit more to get the job done that we originally quoted.
And that's called a change contract?
Change order.
Change order.
Yep, it's a change order. It's a simple paper, but it is a contract that addendums the one you have, so that way they both coincide, but it trails that little bit of extra money in the unforeseen thing. It should never be a forgotten item.
It shouldn't be, oh, I just didn't guess this right.
That's completely dishonest.
It's something that should show up.
Yes,
okay, got it. And then the follow-up. I mean, some sort of inspection or something like that. I know you do that, right?
Absolutely, and we actually have a quality control manager who'll come by if they have an issue that's, say, aesthetic. He'll come by, check it out, fix it, and then we take photos of everything so we can sit back and go through everything and make sure that the job is what they expected.
Got it. So paper trail is important.
Huge.
Protect yourself. As a consumer, I can take the photos too, right?
Yep.
I can take pictures of things.
Absolutely.
And don't sign anything if you have questions. You wouldn't want folks to do that, right?
No, you should read the whole contract. It should be explained to you. If you need to take it, there should never be a pressure situation. They should be able to take that contract and say, okay, I'm going to read it over. I'll get back to you in a day or two. There's nothing wrong with that. You should do that.
So you don't ever say to your clients, here it is, now sign it today, it's only good for today.
Absolutely not.
No, so that shouldn't be the case.
That should never be the case. They should have time to review it, even with a family member. Maybe you get, you know, an uncle or your son or your husband, and you both sit down and make sure you're comfortable with the verbiage.
Got it. And I know you always want people to be informed and ask questions.
I do.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for all those great tips today, Sean. We appreciate it. Thanks for joining me. I'm your host, Jen Lennon, keeping you connected.